So
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
last time, we woke up from the plate incident, or the table incident, I guess. I became level 2.
Right.
The others were level 1. And I were convinced Jacob to eat the food because his cards told him to do so, as well as the rest of the party saying that we're fine. They did, and continued on our journey.
Yeah.
We're got closer to the mountains, and then I think that ended that day, if I recall. Did we have to camp? I think we.
It,
Dude,
I don't remember.
Days of travel. Because that was day. The previous day was day 4. This was day 5, and we're on day 5, aren't we? Or technically night 5.
No.
No, we're not. Okay, so we're on night 6 then.
No, you did rest.
We did rest. Okay, we rested. Then we woke up in the morning again.
Yes, and then
Continued on. We had the wolf incident.
yes,
We found the wolves. Scared them away. Then we got closer and found basically a ravine. Or a fissure in the ground. I don't know if it's classified as a ravine or not. I don't know if it's big enough.
You don't know. You didn't see the whole thing.
Yeah. And there was something inside, and smelled of creature. So we decided to hightail it out of there because we didn't know what the hell it was. We had some suspicions. We left and began to camp out for the night. However, a boar appeared, or it seems to be a boar with blue eyes, and it was playing some mind games with the group. But it turns out it was actually a baby dragon. And well, after some very interesting pranks by the dragon, Mama Dragon showed up, and that's where we ended off. Basically, us terrified out of our pants right now, and yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. I'd say that's a pretty good representation.
I think that's all pretty accurate, yeah. I think we can pick up on that.
Okay.
So, just as Zach recalls, you have encountered this oddly scaled and textured red dragon, and what appears to be her child, most likely.
I think she said it was her child's last session.
I'm pretty sure I did say that, but
yeah. Something along the lines of, "You seem to have met my child, but you wandered into my territory," and that's where we ended.
And we'll pick up with that conversation.
Cool.
And she says, "Yes, you seem to have wandered into my territory."
Yeah.
Can you walk her along?
Yeah, I can.
Please?
So,
I'll be right back.
what are you doing here?
And this is the dragon speaking, right?
Yes.
Perhaps we should halt until Colt comes back.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
She's speaking in common, correct, though?
Yeah.
Okay. Did my recap warrant the D4 inspiration?
Oh yeah. If you put effort into it, you get it. That's it.
Cool.
Doesn't even have to all be right.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay. No,
Nope, we had
we
to wait.
stopped. Yeah. No, we were just waiting for you. That's fine. Because we're doing important conversations, you might want to be here for that. Yeah, but you might want to listen. And if you want to say something, you can, I guess. Okay. Kind of looks towards the group for a second. Kind of looks around. I mean, I
No.
just have my hands. I don't have a. I
The
don't have a
tarot
weapon
deck is
drawn.
still in my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jacob's just kind of idly shuffling the tarot deck.
Okay.
Well, we are traveling scavengers, I guess is what you could call us.
So how have you made it out this far then?
Um,
I
Well,
assume you don't live out here.
no, we have a settlement, I guess you could call it. We travel looking for interesting things in order to sell and sustain our beings, I guess.
I think that perhaps that's not your entire intent.
We really don't want to be a bother. We can leave right now and make haste to get out of your hair.
You
We
could, but why would you want to do that?
personally, I don't think it's all in agreement that we would like to keep our lives.
You see a smirk, if you could identify one, come across her face.
Mhm. At this point, it's very obvious beads of sweat are starting to pour down like Forsev's head, despite it being night. It's like nighttime, isn't it?
Yeah, it's probably like 65 degrees out,
Mhm.
nighttime.
Even still, the sheer intensity of the situation is like showing.
Do you think that I'm here to harm you?
Not at
Well,
this moment.
not at the moment. If you wanted us dead, you'd probably have done it already.
Yes, I suppose. So, you're out here looking for something in particular?
I'm always in search of a good story.
We can get to that. I'd love to hear a story as well, but you're quite far from what I assume to be your dwelling.
True.
That is true.
And so you're not looking for anything in particular. You know there's nothing really up here, right?
Well, you
Unless
never
you
know.
need
I
unless you need to make it to the mountains for whatever godforsaken reason.
Being that
uncharted
it's so far
territory.
out, it means that less people come out here looking for things.
Perhaps. So it's just the three of you then, was it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What about you in the back? You're not talking very much. Then where are you from? You're not from here, I know. I can tell. Yes. Interesting. And why are you here now? Do you have a purpose? And the two of you?
As I said, I'm always in search of a good story.
And I, well, I've got people back home I have to take care of. And this is, well, the best way I know how.
Then what, may I ask, are your names?
Well, mine is Forsev.
And I'm Jacob.
May we ask yours?
My name is Moravine.
Alright, let me pull up the Google Doc.
MOR-AH space VIIN.
Oh, wait a minute, it's not Google. I forgot, it's not the Google Doc. It's a Word document. Okay. What is Moravine, you said?
Moravine.
Okay. MORAV. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Is it all one word?
No.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure none of you speak Draconic, right? Remember this.
I don't think so.
No, I know
Yeah, no.
Celestial and Infernal, as well as Common, of
I
course.
know Dwarvish and Common.
Okay. So, Jacob,
Yes,
you're a storyteller, yes?
I am.
An intrepid adventurer. Someone who's been somewhere.
Yes.
How many places do you think you've been in your lifetime that you can call home?
That I can call home. Not more than a few.
Do you have a home anymore?
Not currently.
So I suppose you're on your journey still.
Indeed.
You like stories then? You're interested in the stories. Perhaps
I am.
we can trade our stories.
Alright.
What would you think if I told you, and she looks over to Luna, we are not necessarily from here as well. This is not our home. We've been away for a few weeks, and we have no way to return. Not Not yet. Yes.
Where do you where did you call home?
She looks to Luna. I hail from the small region within the highlands of the Feywild. You know what the highlands are? It's a very large plateau that exists. Probably weeks journey, a week or two from your domain. But you're not familiar with the regions. Mm-hmm. I do. I know most of the civilization. You know, it's interesting. I don't know why I'm here, but why we are here. There's not much I can do about it at the moment. But what I did previously was no more than I think what you all are doing, if I'm being honest. Simply collecting knowledge and things to pass on. In a way, I am uncertain of how the life works in this plane, how these societies function, how the world works. So, at the same time, while I'm learning something new, I've lost a lot that I've relied on. Tools, places. Knowledge is not the same. I am relearning. Yes, unfortunately, this world does not like this cancer.
So you are familiar with the hunger.
I suppose if that's what it is, then yes.
That's what we've been calling it.
Yes, it exists in the Feywild. But this world has succumbed to it.
Yes, it's been like this for quite some time. I guess you'd call it settlements. A couple of them. At least the one I have only ever been to one of them, but we've been able to consolidate our resources and halt its progression, at least to the majority of the population.
Hmm.
Or what's left of it.
I've seen your two, I suppose, of your so-called settlements. Very impressive for such a hostile environment, but I suppose, like you said, it wasn't always this way, unfortunately. See, the regions in which I come from, civilizations are, to my knowledge, I hope, not necessarily afraid of creatures such as myself, but I don't know about the civilizations here. I know nothing of them. My knowledge only leads me as far as the boundaries of my plane. So, for the past few weeks, I've only been here. There's not much out in these wastes to accommodate or satiate, but perhaps this is a sign of something. Perhaps this conversation can be mutually beneficial.
How so?
Perhaps there are ways that I can aid you or your city in finding whatever you need, things, places. But at the same time, perhaps your somewhat arcane facilities, I have deduced, rather strong in the magics, could allow me a way to get home.
Once again, Forsev kind of like looks at the party. Forsev kind of like is thinking for a moment. There may be some problems with trying to achieve this. Our world isn't. We're not the most fond of dragons.
People can be cruel and lash out. There's something they don't fully understand or are frightened of, and dragons fall into that category.
I can imagine.
I'm sure we could convince some, but I cannot guarantee all.
And we can't guarantee that if we were to bring this up, that they would even listen to begin with.
Perhaps if there was a way in which you could convince somebody somewhere within your dwellings, at least that I am not afraid to show worth and show my ability to aid or have a conversation. Surely somebody has the capacity to reach out, discuss. I'm not afraid of strangers, but I understand they might be afraid of me.
May me and my companions converse in private for a moment to discuss this.
If you would need to.
And Forsev will begin maybe motioning the group to go off to one side a bit further away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go along.
She seems nice, actually. I've never heard of this. This is. I don't know if is it. You've never heard of dragons in the Feywild, Luna? And she said she's been here for 2 weeks, Brennan?
She said a few.
A few. So around there, 2-3 weeks, around that time frame.
Probably.
You, Luna, you've been here for around that long, haven't you? Hmm. Before that, what I wanted to originally call us over for, it's about the nature of our mission and why we came here to begin with. And he lowers his voice even more, into a whisper at this point. You do remember why we're here, right? We originally meant to be here to let the institution know so they could get parts. Well, I don't feel fine with that anymore at all. Not in this situation. I'm pretty sure that's what it was they wrote.
It wasn't on the contract,
It wasn't on the contract.
but you,
What else would they want to know?
your,
What does the contract say exactly? So I don't
I'm trying to pull it up.
misinterpret.
It says if you don't find a dragon, you're our indentured slaves for life.
All it asked for was that, whoever takes the contract is to hunt down and find information regarding a dragon lair that would be a couple days travel north in lieu of the Institute.
That's all it says. Okay.
Mm-hmm. A red dragon, sorry.
Red dragon.
But sorry. But what you're referring to, you did ask Chief what they wanted, and he did say he's pretty sure they want dragon parts. although it wasn't written on the contract.
I think it matters a lot at the moment. Well, I'm saying that the nature of the mission, this mission that we're on particularly, isn't like it doesn't mix. You get what I'm saying? Jacob? Jacob, what do you think?
I think that the institution probably won't care.
That's my thoughts as well. Well, what do your cards say? I know you're itching to pull one. You've been shuffling them for a while now.
And he has just been idly shuffling them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's find out. We must remain diplomatic. It's the King of Cups.
It's definitely true.
I'd like everyone to know I've been muted in the recording this whole time.
Nice.
Yep.
Good.
So only they could only hear us. We
Yep.
couldn't hear you. They could.
Yeah, for like the last
Good.
20 minutes.
Oh, nice.
Good
Yeah.
job. Good job.
Hold on one second.
So there'll be bits where Brendan's
Yeah.
just
He's
talking,
talking to himself. Yep.
Yeah. This card
That's
also
gonna make
this
make
card
it
also
seem
tells you to
interesting.
stay true to yourself.
So what did the card say?
To stay true to yourself, and it represents being diplomatic, among a few other things.
If the institution is full of smart people, then they should know that. I think
Smart,
they would realize that
but
a live dragon might be more useful than a dead one.
the problem is they're likely probably also arrogant.
You would know. I wouldn't know.
I really don't know anything about this institution, Brendan.
People in power really tend to take others more powerful kindly.
Yeah, no, not really.
Okay.
Not no more than hearsay from third party. You have no formal knowledge of them.
I can't claim I know much about them, or if this is beyond the hearsay. What is the hearsay about them?
Is that they're an academy of very intelligent scholars, majority of them practicing the arcane arts and arcane studies, and a lot of times their studies focus a lot around improving the human condition, quote unquote human, and researching wildlife and the hunger and how it affects the world.
Okay. Like I said, I can't say anything about their character other than the small amount that I know, which isn't much. But it wouldn't be beyond them to seek out a dragon for parts.
Understand that we don't have to make that decision right now as to whether or not we tell Chief or the institution that we found what we were looking for. We don't have to
This is
tell them
entirely
this.
true.
What you've brought us over here, I assume, is you are asking whether or not we're going to tell her.
Yes.
Fuck, dude, this is one of those moments I have to make like a character decision and not like a player decision, because my player decision and character decision are completely opposite. 100%.
Well, if we tell the dragon and she leaves, I don't see any harm in saying where this was, not where she went.
I have always been told that kindness will be repaid if you give it out as much as you can, and I think that we should warn her, and then try our best to help by explaining to the institution the situation, and then, at least she will have a warning that perhaps things won't work out the way that she hopes, so that she will at least be prepared.
Just listen to the cards and remain true to yourselves. And I want to give each of you Bardic Inspiration really quickly.
Oh, cool. They
Okay.
last, what, 10 minutes?
Just in case. Yes. Just in case.
Just in case.
You never know.
I don't know if that's gonna help, bro.
It's not.
Listen, if there's an ability check, it's better to have it than not.
Alright, you know what? That's fair. That's totally fair.
All right. I think we have a consensus then.
Yep. I hate this consensus so much. I hate it. I hate it. Colton hates it. This is not okay. We're gonna die. We can't. Can we reconsider this out of character real quick?
Nope.
It's a bad fucking idea.
Hey, I mean,
It's an adult dragon dog. And we're about to
Look.
tell it that we were sent here to find it so that they could come back and send super powerful people to collect it for parts. I don't know about you, but if I was a dragon and someone told me that, I'd kill
much
him.
detail.
well, you don't phrase it like that.
I know, but in
Yeah.
the long and short of things, the conversation's probably going to lead to that.
Here we go. We will walk back over
Mhm.
to Morvin. We came into a consensus about something. We haven't
Alright.
been entirely honest with you, and we want to rectify that.
All right.
And Forsev will reach into his bag and pull out the sheet. The nature of our journey is a bit more specific, like you suspected.
Go on.
Where we come from, there's this place. I don't know much about it. I just work for the Scavengers Guild, but one of our frequent Is searching for creatures, is that something that frequently gets asked for as a job request, Brennan?
Maybe once a week, every 2 weeks, from the Institute specifically.
But it's still fairly common, basically.
Yeah, in a general sense, a lot of other places ask for stuff, potion shops, magic shops.
Mhm. And as a member of the Scavengers Guild, one of the most common, well, I wouldn't say most common, but common enough requests is to track down creatures and mark where they live. There were rumors that a dragon had been seen in this area. And we were tasked to come here and verify the truth of that nature.
Was that all?
Well, typically, from what I hear, they don't take kindly to creatures they want, specifically. It is a frequent job from this institution. They don't have a name. That's just what they're called.
Let
And
it
I
be known
can't
that he means they have a problem
assure,
with creatures that cause problems for humanity.
And those in power to
for
tend to
example,
fear those that have more power.
exactly. For example, in our plane, dragons of the chromatic type, I'm not sure if that's similar to in the Feywild, but there are typically good dragons, and typically there's the more evil-natured. And chromatic and metallic are the basis of them. And typically, a chromatic dragon would be hunted down. Not by us, but whatever the consensus may be where we come from, I do not know.
Well, for one, we have the distinction in the Feywild, but it is not inherent of our nature, much like I'm sure you, all of you in your mankind, determine that based on your individual. We determine that based on our individual. But yes, I understand the difference in the scale. We just don't carry that same nature, perhaps as you do here with these distinguishing chromatic and metallic differences.
Which brings us to your question. We fear that the people where we come from won't take kindly to you specifically.
That is, of course, if they won't listen to us, which is entirely possible, but given the special circumstances, perhaps someone will listen. But there's always, there's always the hope that someone will listen. But if not,
You and your child might not be safe in this area. Even if we don't report you're here, someone else likely will.
and should we return and tell them that we saw nothing, they will just send more, and they may not be as kind or be able to relate to you in such a way that at least I have.
Then perhaps my proposition is that you find the individual that you believe you should talk to. And if you find the correct individual, surely you'll be able to find a way to communicate with me. But I suppose we will not be here any longer.
That would be for the best.
Would you have a way for us to contact you?
I don't have a way in which you can communicate with me, but I know that it is possible. It is not within my realm of capability.
You are versed in the nature of the arcane, yes?
Yes, somewhat.
Do I still have the map?
I mean, yeah, you do.
Does the map have, like, at least a little bit in the direction, or if at all possible, does it have the place where, like, the portal I came through was? I don't think it did,
Probably
because,
not, because you were
yeah,
traveling about a week.
in the other direction.
Yeah.
Off to the east.
This was like more of a northern map.
Yeah.
I'll show her the map anyways, and say, in the other direction of the city, about a week, there was a stone archway. That is how I got here from Aldea. If that means anything to you, perhaps it could help you in finding a way back home.
No, I did not come through any archway, any doorway. The best I might be able to explain is that sometime at a point within our journey, within the clouds, we were no longer in the Feywild. And quite a jarring experience it was, and this is the land in which I found myself descending upon in those moments.
Which way did you come from?
Well, I suppose relative to where you explained yourself, probably somewhere in that direction. But the distance is relative, I suppose, considering you must remain on your feet, I assume.
Yes, that is correct.
Well, it only took about a day and a half within your cycle for me to get here from where I came from. I do not know what that means for you.
Hmm.
Dragon's gotta fly at, like, cruising altitude fucking fast. Like, fast, like sports car fast, right? Do not fucking know. DM.
Pretty fast.
Like what's
pretty fast?
what's a wingspan on this creature? If I had to guess,
wingspan?
yeah, from one end of the wing to the other if they were outstretched.
If I had to take a good guess, it would probably be from one end to the other 30 to 40 feet.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's like commercial airliner size from end to end, almost, I think. So
I'm like, maybe. I'm not really sure. I think commercial airliners are bigger than that, though.
maybe a
Would you
little bit,
like
but
me to
40
read
feet
your
is
fortune?
far. Did you just ask the dragon if she wants her fortune read?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh, I didn't hear you. Okay, yeah. She looks at you. I don't see why not.
All right. And Jacob will sit cross-legged on the ground in front of her and shuffle the cards before laying 3 face down in front of her.
By the way, Colton, Boeing 747 has a wingspan of 195 feet.
What the fuck? No way. That's like a big ass fucking plane.
What?
Bro, what
Planes
the
are big,
fuck?
Colton.
Yeah, they're massive.
That's not how big the one I was on was. No way.
But was it a Boeing?
No.
What were you on?
It's like a fucking, well, the one from Minneapolis to Pittsburgh was fucking tiny. It was like a little jet. Fucking Christ, the cabin was like 6 feet wide.
Was it a single lane,
No,
or is it 2 lane?
there's 2 lane.
Okay, bro, you're on a decently sized fucking plane. How many did it have? Coach, business? Did it have different seats?
Yeah.
About how many seats would you say?
I don't know, a couple hundred. It was
It was a big fucking plane, Colton.
It wasn't that big.
It was. You're talking.
Okay, no,
A
that's not.
747 is a standard airliner. You were most likely on a 747.
It definitely wasn't. It was much smaller than that. It was like, it didn't have engines underneath the wing, it had engines on the back. It was a jet. It was like a fucking jet. On God.
Then it's not as big as your. Then it's not as big as you were.
Like one of these fucking things.
Anyway.
Whatever. Anyway.
Let's get back.
Give me one more time. Okay. So we'll flip over the first card. It says this card represents your past, and it is the Lovers. This card, in this context, I'm going to assume, has to do with your child, as the Lovers is a card that generally represents connections and meaningful relationships, especially ones with a soulmate, life partner, or family members. Shows a deep bond between you and your child. This next card is the present. You will flip over the middle card. The Eight of Cups reversed. This card can mean that you are currently wandering. You don't have any set goal or destination. And you need to ask yourself whether what the situation you're in is worth trying again or moving on. You need to listen to yourself. This final card represents the future, and he flips over the final card. The Six of Wands reversed. This card is a warning that you are a stranger in a strange land, and be mindful of the inhabitants because they are many, and while you are strong, a swarm can overcome anyone given enough time. So just to keep mindful of your actions, and think of those close to you.
Damn, Scott, that's like spot on.
Scott's been practicing this shit.
Again, this is not set in stone, this is merely a possibility of what may come, but it is the likely possibility. I hope that helped in some way.
It is not my first time dealing in fortunes. It's actually quite a common trade where I'm from. You're very good at using your words, and I appreciate
Thank you.
your talent. I will keep these in mind.
And Jacob will nod and slide the cards back into the deck as he stands up.
That will make one hell of a story. That time it was intentional.
There's just a slight grin at that. Would you still be interested in trading stories?
I suppose it is late. Perhaps we can worry about some stories before we retire. I suppose you would like to.
That would be appreciated.
Well, I am not sure your capabilities, but considering the weather, I am going to retire to this temporary abode in which we found over the hill. You may do so as you like. If you are capable, you may find your way within. If not, then I suppose you'll find your way out here, and in the morning we can discuss. And she looks at you, Jacob.
He will nod.
Very well. Then in the morning.
Good night.
She gets up and grabs the smaller kin and puts them upon her back, and just with a bit of a lift, just flutters over the hill.
Hey, Brennan.
Yeah.
Can I eat the good berry that Dorian gave me?
Sure.
Okay. Do I get 1 hit point?
Yeah.
You die.
Alright, cool.
No, you get 1 hit point,
Yay. I'm at max now.
and you don't need to eat for today because Goodberry.
Oh, hey! Cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And they did give you 10.
Oh,
They
cool.
Oh.
they cast all 10, and they gave you all 10.
Keeping. Oh, wait, those don't last very long, do they?
24 hours.
They last for a full day.
Okay.
So you could give them to other people. You could eat them again in the morning.
I'll just hold on to him for now.
Well, I think that went better than expected.
I would say we're not dead, so they. Isn't it rather strange the amount of big wild things that have encroached upon your world?
It is. It is strange.
Perhaps coming back with all of this information and telling the right person, as she had suggested, maybe we could convince the right person that something is going on here, because something clearly is, given the common trend.
Hmm. I can't guarantee anything, but I may know someone who might be able to help. I guess. They might know at least more than I do about this sort of stuff.
Go on.
Or at least possibly where to get any sort of information. One of my I guess you could say family members is well, they're a warden for Caspia. They might have more information than I would have. What is a warden in Caspia, Brennan? What is that considered, like, rank-wise?
The entire guard is denoted as the wardens.
Okay.
But as far as your companion is concerned for their rank, they are at pretty much what would it be? Trying to think of it in a military rank. Probably private first class.
Okay, so that's not bad then.
No, they're not at the bottom of the totem pole.
All right. Let me just grab.
Yes, cat.
Yes.
Maybe it is a start. I think we need to establish a person's intentions before we tell them the truth, or that we
And
found one at all.
I can always ask the cards.
This is true. A good way of finding out about people is to talk to their peers. So, perhaps when we do find someone, be it someone through your friend Forsev or someone through the institution, who knows? If we do find someone, perhaps we should ask around and try to find out who their peers are and see what kind of person they really are before we even approach them. Is that a good idea?
Hold on 1 second. I'm just doing something.
Sorry.
Yes, that sounds fine.
So what were you saying, Colton?
We just gotta, you know, fucking talk to people and shit, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm tired.
As am I. Did
What
she?
watch were we on? I think we were on yours. We were in the
was-
first watch,
It was
wasn't we?
mine, yep.
Okay.
I doubt anything will bother us with the dragon nearby.
Did she invite us into her temporary home? Is that what I
Yes, if we could get there.
Which we can't.
That's true, yeah. I guess we have no way to
Besides,
help.
we're
Well,
already
actually,
camped.
we can. I have Featherfall.
But can we get back up is the problem.
That is the question.
We have I think we have our setups right now, which is fine, despite the terrible weather. We're probably drenched at this point, huh, Brennan?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to work on casting prestidigitation on our clothes.
Yeah.
Get us cleaned up again.
You can do that without a problem.
Perhaps
Okay.
we could get up early and meet her
All our
outside.
stuff's soaked too, I bet. Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah. Well, should we continue with our watch? How long has it been at this point into
I doubt anything
Colton's
will
watch?
bother us with a dragon nearby.
About 30 minutes.
About 30 minutes.
That's a good point. I think we could just sleep for once.
You both bring up a good point. Alright. So I'll just bed down then.
Sure.
Alright. You all bed down in the shitty weather.
Yep.
Yep.
And you go to sleep. Morning comes to you. You're, of course, quite wet. Maybe not the best sleep.
Prestidigitation.
Yep.
But besides the moderate discomfort, you're okay. And the morning is very early. So, what is the plan?
Is it still pouring down raining, or has it let up at all?
It's let up a little bit.
Yay!
Temporary reprieve, yay. Damn, the bot keeps dying.
Well,
It's really pissing me off.
I'll probably if we're all woken up at this point, I'll probably go over to Luna and ask for a good berry.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you one.
I'll take one as well.
Sure. Good call. I'll also eat one, because, fuck, taking rations when these are going to be gone in a couple hours, so...
Well, I mean, they last for 24 hours, and it was pretty late.
Yeah.
How late was it last night, Brendan?
It was like 9:30, 10.
Okay, so we could like
Really?
eat one.
Yeah, really quick.
Eat some for now, and then eat some for dinner.
I mean, they feed you for a day, so yeah.
I mean, but a day's only 12 hours, so it's like
I mean, yeah, okay.
be satiated over the night.
Okay, yeah, sure. Sure.
I mean, we have them. Might as well use them.
Yep. I suppose.
Really quick, I want to use my tarot deck magic. With the prompt telling the institution about the dragon, is it good or bad for the dragon? Just to double check.
For the dragon.
Yes. Like if we just essentially just turned in this, like, instead of just this job, but just told them what happened with the dragon, would it be good or bad for the dragon?
I think the spell would give you both weal and woe.
Okay. Makes sense. Probably those would help us and hurt us.
I think it really just depends on who we ask or who we tell, you know.
So what plan?
I think we. What did Moravin say she wanted us to do? To come meet her by the thing, or wait for her here to discuss stories? I guess.
She didn't say.
Oh, she didn't say. Okay.
No.
I think we should just go there and wait and see if she comes out and just come and let's talk before we go.
Yeah.
If no one else objects.
Okay. Is that the consensus?
I guess.
Luna's making the decision.
Yup.
All right, Luna made the decisions. Where go? Okay, over there.
We go over there. We do the thing.
Right. Yeah, it's a short little
Yeah.
hop and a skip.
Oh my
8
god!
minutes.
Did you guys fucking hear that cracking noise? That was my spine.
Hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, a short journey over, and she is not out yet. It would seem. Would you like to wait or call upon her, or it's only about like 6 in the morning, so it's still pretty early, but
I'm down to wait a little bit if you guys are, because don't wanna wake the sleeping dragon. May not be a morning person.
Yes, we should wait. I would like to exchange stories.
sure, yeah, you guys can wait.
We're waiting.
All right, we're gonna wait in real time for the dragon to come back.
Okay.
Okay.
We're gonna wait about an hour and 7 minutes.
Oh Jesus! Did you roll for that? I didn't hear you
No.
roll for that. You gotta roll to see how long it takes.
No.
Okay, we're gonna wait for 3 hours. And that's the end of session.
1d20 hours.
Oh, you don't want to wait? Okay, you want we can.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. No, it takes about 30 minutes, and you do hear a stirring. And she does arise from this fissure, which you can see is not super big, but easy enough. And she comes out and she sees you. Good morning. She stretches her wings a bit.
Morning.
So, I suppose before you leave, I would be inclined to know what you plan to do, even though I'm most certainly won't be here come tomorrow, if you have reached that.
Well, I think we're going to try and ask around, gather information of what we can figure out might be the best way to handle the situation.
Hmm.
We're not particularly important people. I'm the only one that's been in our city. It's called Caspia for for more than a few days, really. I've lived there for many years at this point, but I'm not anyone important.
All right.
So
Well, regardless, this may or may not be the last time that we cross paths. As I mentioned, I most certainly will not be here soon after. However, I did leave with the promise that we could discuss some stories, trade in some tales of adventure, discovery. So I
Yes,
might
I can go
ask,
if you would like.
what sort of things are you all interested in your lives in general? What do you do? What do you like to discover? How about you, Forsev?
me, that's a good question. I For a while now, it's been fairly mundane in the goings on. This is probably the farthest I've been out of the city for quite some time. Other than that, I've just been doing enough to get by. Keeping those I care about safe, making sure everything's good on their end.
Hmm.
I know that sounds boring, but I don't know. I guess I live for the sake of others.
I might have assumed such. The way you carry yourself amongst your companions, you carry yourself like a leader. Or if not a leader, at the very least, a caretaker.
I guess that you could assume that, yeah. After all, I brought these two into the city with me. And here I am taking them out on a job.
So, new friends.
You could say that. We've really only known each other for a little more than a week.
Hmm.
But they're an interesting group.
What about you, Luna? What makes you get up every morning and go and do the things you do in this world and in your old?
I was chosen by the select few to come here that I had mentioned previously, and was always told that this is what I was meant for. But now that I'm here, there are many things I do not understand, and that I am determined to understand. Things that were not this way before coming here. I wish to understand these things.
Why?
I'm sure that you know that knowledge is, well, knowledge is power, and more importantly, power can help people. And I wish to help people as much as I can, because kindness dealt is kindness returned, is what I was always taught.
And Jacob, you have an air about you. You remind me of a character from a story.
Oh,
This character, he was not named, but he was in fact the main character. You see, he was the only one without a name.
Hmm.
He was the only one that everyone else watched walk by in the background, but he was always there. And you know, you remind me of him in a way that you don't seem as though somebody who wants to be in the front, somebody who wants to be looked at, somebody who wants to be acknowledged, yet something draws their eye to you. You don't even need a name, but you stand out.
well, thank you for the compliment.
Why do you think that is?
I mean, it might be a product of just the way I was raised. Showmanship was always a big part of the circus.
Hmm.
Drawing a
Festivity.
crowd without saying anything at all. One of the skills one should learn.
Suppose it goes to show you don't need words to say anything.
Indeed.
I'm sure I could have many stories to tell. Perhaps there might be some vein of interest that any of you might have. I could share a story.
I've always loved a good romance.
It's a very interesting topic of conversation. Perhaps. Does anyone else have any interests?
Um,
I'm just
have
currently
you
searching for words.
found any in the Feywild? Have with any, at least as far as here is concerned, many dragons kept a hoard.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if that's true in the Feywild, but if you ever found anything that stands out, I would like to hear that story.
I suppose I can find a way to put both of those topics together in a sense. Well, I did once have a mate, but I suppose it's not maybe something that is romanticized. I suppose the closest thing you might hold akin for my sake is we spent plenty of time in raising this one.
Is Doran with her as well, or is he still
Mhm.
down in the cave?
He's just coming out and comes over as she says that.
Forsyth will give like a wave to Doran.
He waves with his tail.
Does he still look like a bear cub?
No, no,
Okay.
no, he's a dragon as he would be.
Okay.
And through trials and strifes, we made it through, and my mate decided that it was time for one of us to take care of the little one. For some time, until they were ready to declare their own name and take on their own life. Considering I was, to put it bluntly, a lot more intelligent, I decided to do it between us. And I don't know the relative times here, but it was a few decades that we took care of him. And simply put, that was the end of that. We don't have any lifelong bonds like that. It is important to carry our lineage, and that's what I am doing. But, in that same vein, there was a lot that we discovered. I have an interest, like I said, in collecting knowledge and finding things throughout the Feywild, and perhaps throughout this realm as well. My mate at the time did a lot in the same realm, except they were more interested in collecting trophies. So in that regard, they did find some very interesting creatures. They fought some very interesting creatures. I don't tend to wish to fight much if I don't have to in that case, but there's a time in which we fought a very interesting creature, and she looks down to Luna. She looks at the rest of you. Now, do any of you know what an aboleth is?
I make like a history check.
do we need to make a history check at all, Brennan? There.
You can make one. You all know what you all know what this legendary creature is, but
Okay.
to what extent you can roll a history check?
Okay. History's +2.
Got a 17.
Am I
16.
allowed to guidance this roll, Brennan?
Sure.
Okay.
19, 16.
I got a 17.
17, okay.
16 for me.
Sorry.
Okay. 19, 17, 16. In general, you all know that this is a creature of very odd mental capacity. It's very strong in manipulating the mind. Something that comes um, from the abyss naturally, but tends to make its way outside into other planes of existence and just inhabit for the sake of luring in prey and merely just a primal creature
Mm-hmm.
that has an odd primal intelligence at the same time. They're very dangerous, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To your knowledge, both Luna and Jacob and Forceps, there have not been any on record, uh, at least within the past few centuries. Stories merely only talk about them, explain how they work, things they do.
Mm-hmm.
But to encounter one is to, and to come out is something of a feat, and something that most likely, to put it bluntly, would never happen in your lifetimes. Um, but apparently she has come across one.
Those are quite, from what I hear, what I've heard in stories and whatnot, quite fearsome creatures.
They are. They're very interesting. It's a very manipulative creature, and it very much taints the world around it. I suppose, much like the world around you is tainted as it is. I suppose not exactly in the same way, but to the point of how it came to be, it was in a distant realm within the Feywild, somewhere that is probably quite far from where you're used to calling home, Luna, but in the Feywild nonetheless. Don't know how it got there, but of course it managed to somehow. The problem was that my mate at the time, as I mentioned, not exactly keen, uh, took it on by itself and surprisingly did not fall to it, although I might say that it was a harrowing battle, considering neither party died, and my mate came back on their own. It was the only time that they had asked me to go to a hunt. The only time in decades. Which, at that point, I knew it was quite serious. And so I did. And this creature, where it lay, was in this very long, outstretched basin. It was more like a river, but it had a very large oval center. And there it swam. You could see it from a distance, the water as clear as it was. But it had an essence about it that just upon approaching, you knew that it knew you were there. Even though it didn't acknowledge you, it was something that sank a presence in your mind like a hook. And it tried. It tried to draw us in. But I must be far too strong for it, at least mentally. My mate not so much, he failed once again. And that might have been the end of him, for not for me being there. But at the end of the day, it was no more than a few moments of struggle, and we tore that creature apart from within the water and slew its corpse across the boundaries of its own domain. It was a very interesting trophy to return.
I'd imagine so.
Unfortunately, I can't show you such a thing because, well, this is no longer my home.
I wish to return to our realm one day. So perhaps one day in the future, be it near or far, we may yet see each other again. I would love to see it. If I manage to get back and you two also manage to get back, then I would seek you out again.
I would be welcoming. I would appreciate that. But
And
sorry, go ahead.
no, please.
Oh, I have a question. One that I would like to ask. Just you. Fuck, I forgot her name. Morgan.
All right.
May we step away?
If you require, then
We me and Jacob could like move away if you need to ask her something in private. I don't know.
I mean, that also works, sure.
And I'll walk away, assuming you
Yeah.
follow Jacob.
Brendan.
no, I closer. No, yeah, I'll walk away.
Brendan.
okay, yeah.
I would
yeah.
like to go into a different VC if that's alright.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I bring Fredboat? I can bring Fredboat. Dude, nice.
Okay.
Is Fredboat gonna work?
I don't know. Is Fred broken word?
It didn't like it that I moved the chat. Hold on. Whoops, that's not right. Hey, you know what? We're gonna do this. That's what we're gonna do. Problem solved. Alright. Huh? Fredboat's there. Are you good? You're cutting out for me.
I'm good. Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Problem solved.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I'll say to her, I had mentioned earlier that things are not the same since I have come here. And you said that you were versed in the arcane.
To a degree, yes.
Something is wrong, and I don't know if it is something wrong with me, or if it is something wrong with what I was given when I came here. And she'll like gesture to the holstered sidearm. When I walked through the doorway that I had mentioned, the archway, I was given this somehow. It was just in my hand. And it was just made clear to me that something about it was incredibly dangerous and powerful. But then, not long after I had met the other two, I had a terrible nightmare. And I will describe to her the nightmare in as much detail as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I did not manage to see who the figure was, but I have a fear that something is wrong with me, or I do not know.
Hmm. So, are you asking something of me or confiding?
Perhaps confiding, or if maybe you have heard of something similar in the past. I'm sure you have heard many stories and definitely know more than me about magic. Perhaps you could look at it? Does she have identifier?
No.
Damn. Okay.
Hmm. I'm not sure how much I could help you in figuring out how any of this works. But your dreams, you're worried about something in your dreams?
Yes. That is... I've never had anything like that happen before.
Hmm. Give me a moment. And you see as a moment goes by, her eyes change color. What is your alignment?
My alignment is neutral good.
Hmm. That's odd.
What is odd?
Let me ask you something. How would you feel if I proposed something to you, uh, a deal of some kind?
Listening?
Make an insight check.
Okay. Hold on. I think it's insight +4. Okay. I'm using the board against for. No, is it? That was yesterday. Or was that?
That was yesterday. As she asks that, as you reply, she waits a moment. And you have an odd sense, there's an odd air about the conversation as you wait in that moment of reply. Hmm. Never mind.
What? What? Huh?
Luna,
Yes.
could you please explain in as much detail as you can, just once again, the one person, the one entity, or the one thing you saw in that dream?
It was a shadowy figure, but like a shadow you have never seen, like one that was pure dark, like nothing could escape. And it looked like the vaguest sense of a person, but there's just the lack of anything is its most, I say, identifiable feature.
Were there any words?
I could hear whispering, but I couldn't make anything out.
Hmm. She sits for a good few moments in heavy contemplation, looking over you, like she's thinking in her own mind.
I'm like becoming visibly worried. Like I'll like cross my arms and legs and like start tapping my foot
I think
nervously.
I think what would be best for you now, pay attention to those dreams. I can't be there to offer any more advice, but find someone else within your new home who might be able to discuss this with you. Someone with an arcane prowess. Somebody with a religious authority, perhaps. Sometimes these dreams can mean nothing. Sometimes they aren't your own dreams. And sometimes just think for now, pay attention to them and listen for words.
Thank you. That does help at least. I'll go get the others now, if that's all.
She looks at you intently one more time.
I look just like I'm just visibly upset and trying to not show it.
She is staring daggers into your eyes. And there's just something about it where you don't feel like she has any ill will towards you, but this malice that she carries when she is intent on doing this is a very strong dichotomy based on the conversations you've been having.
Like she knows something.
She might. If she does, she is not revealing something, and if she's not revealing it, it could be for good or bad reason. And she lifts her head back up, and she composes her posture and looks at the other two.
I'll just kind of like turn back and nod and then walk back to go get the other two. And I'll go back. I'll bring it back.
Ah, you're back.
Yes. You
Oh, you jumped up.
You seen Luna turn over and like wave for you guys to come back.
Come back over.
Have a fun conversation.
I don't respond.
All right then.
I think that might be all the time we have. I would like to, as
Before
I'm
you
sure you
go,
would.
I would like to give you a story in return.
Oh.
A
Well,
story given deserves a story. This is one that has been passed down in my family for generations, from long before the hunger, so old that only pieces of it remain.
Hmm.
And it starts in a tent, where there lived a charming magician named Suzanne Gloop. Not a grubby, pointy, dirty tent filled with stamps and a picturesque smell, nor yet a picturesque, bored, bendy tent with nothing in it to sit down on or to eat. It was a circus tent, and that means shelter. One day, after a troubled visit from a fellow performer, Katie, Suzanne leaves her tent and sets out in search of 3 snowy crystal bowls, a quest undertaken in the company of girls, monsters, and silver ghosts. In the search for the imp-guarded crystal balls, Suzanne Gloop surprises even herself with her intelligence and skill as a detective. During her travels, Suzanne rescues a journal, an heirloom belonging to Katie. But when Katie refuses to try and defend their home, their friendship is over. Katie is wounded in the battle, but the two reconcile just before fight. Having finally found one of the 3 snowy crystal balls, Suzanne returns home to her circus tent. That is all that remains of that story.
I can tell. It's a story that has lots of fragments.
Yes.
What do you think the story tells? Do you
At a
think
glance. Sorry, go ahead.
it's something of a cautionary tale, something to reflect upon,
I
or
mean, it certainly has such a theme in it. That is one of its messages. Yet, in getting this crystal orb, Suzanne has an adventure and makes friends, forms bonds, and is richer for it, whether monetarily or not.
Is Scott cutting in and out for anybody else?
vaguely, just a little bit.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out a bit for me, by the way. I only caught like a couple words of that.
Okay. What am I recall what I said? So, while there is a cautionary theme to it, there is certainly a message in there. Suzanne goes on an adventure for the snowy crystal, and in doing so, forms friendships, bonds, and returns all the richer for it, whether in monetary wealth or not.
Okay, I got that.
Hmm. Perhaps there was more to the story, and perhaps there'll be less decades from now.
That is the way of things. Time erases all.
Well, I appreciate your story.
As I did yours.
I do think that we will cross paths once again, but maybe not in this life.
Until we meet again, may your story be a happy one.
And may yours find you home.
Thank you.
And for you too. As I said, I do think we'll see each other again. It's a matter of when and where.
So
I do as well.
I'll be taking your advice.
Good. Well, I'm not one who is very good at goodbyes, so I think we're just going to take our leave.
I've never been good at them either.
Until we meet again. She will turn around and flap her wings up, and she heads off into a northeastern direction.
Corsiv waves them off, and he does take care, Doran. He kind of like shouts that into the air.
Make a perception check.
Perception check.
Yeah.
All right. There it is. 9.
9. You could just barely make out as atop the back of her mother, Doran casts some kind of spell and no longer looks like Doran anymore. But looks like some white, fluffy, furry creature.
Oh, can I make an insight of what that could be
Sure you can.
based on previous
Sure you
Is
can.
it a polar bear?
Haha, is this a polar bear?
Was it actually?
I don't know. Is it? What does your insight check tell you?
Let me tell you. Okay, let me pull up my insight. What is +5? 6.
It could be a polar bear. It could be anything with white fur. I
Nice.
don't know. But they are off, and you are left amongst yourselves next to this fissure in the ground. Raining not as heavy as the day before, but it's a considerable rain.
You think
I
anyone is
guess-
going to believe us?
I have no idea.
Only time will tell.
And only one way to find out, I suppose.
Well, I guess it's time we should start heading back.
Yes. Let's start heading home.
Agreed. Somewhere dry.
Well, can I make a survival check to see which way the storm's heading again? If it's changed at all?
Sure.
Okay. Guidance. I believe it's a... Is it a... Yeah. Dirty 20.
It's pretty much heading in the same direction, unfortunately.
So
You're gonna
we'll
be
be heading
walking with
back
it.
into the storm.
Yeah,
Basically.
unless it shifts.
Does it
You're-
how fast does it seem to be moving? Does it seem to be moving faster than we would be moving?
Probably.
Okay.
It probably is. And at that, it's still heading in the southeastern direction.
Okay. That shouldn't be too bad then.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, who's gonna lead you guys back? I might assume who, but
Oh man, that's asking a lot from emotional turmoil.
okay. Well, I mean, you could always ask somebody else to do
I
it.
mean, you
What,
can.
you mean you didn't have a fun conversation?
was my lack of reply not evident of such a thing?
Oh, so the dragon asked you to kill us. Got it.
No, we had a great talk, dude. We had tea and shit, and fucking crumpets and cookies. Man, you should have been there. God damn it. Fuck. I don't know what to do. I don't want to be sad. God damn it. Why does my character have to be sad?
At Project Zomboid Player.
Literally the one time I'm like, I don't want to be a depressed mess, and I don't want to be a fucking...
Is Luna visibly distraught at this point?
Would you be?
Something is visibly even more off. It's been progressively getting worse. Like, she zones out frequently. And that's just evident. But it's just been increasingly so. And right now, it's really bad. Like, I'm probably staring at my feet as we speak.
Luna,
I can take the lead.
what's your survival, Jacob?
+4.
I have a better survival. I have a +5. I can lead. Plus, I can guide myself and whatnot.
Is that the plan then?
Well, Luna.
Hmm?
You feeling okay?
Truth be told, not my best. No. If someone else wants to lead, that would be all right. I mean, I can if no one else wishes to, but
No, I
can't
don't want you
guarantee it.
to. I don't want you to strain yourself if you're not feeling up to the task. I can take the lead.
Very well. I'll hand him the map.
Map's not useful right now, but
For when it's useful.
not for a couple days. Just
Alright.
keeping it dry.
Well, so then it'll be for Sev making a survival check,
Mm-hmm.
and if the other two who are inclined to do
Guidance.
anything,
I'll try to help him if I can. If I'm allowed to help, I
Yeah.
can't be
You
in the
can
main
help.
process. In between zoning out, I will help.
And we'll make my normal perception check.
okie dokie,
I got a dirty 20.
okie dokie.
Ooh, that's pretty good. 25 for survival.
Well, that's pretty good. Well, wayward ho, pick up your journey, and you gotta you know your road ahead. You know how long it's gonna be. Might get there a little quicker, relatively knowing your way back. But the day goes on, and the weather doesn't get worse. Doesn't get better necessarily. It's pretty stagnant, just raining all day.
Mm-hmm.
But in just looking behind you as you go on with your day, at around midday, you can definitely see where these dark, thick black clouds kind of take the reprieve into what you would consider your usual, your normal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's within sight at this point. It'll diminish over the days.
Okay.
Jacob, in keeping your usual watch, keeping an eye out, you don't see any animals throughout the most of your day, but a little earlier on, probably midday, you do spot, and it's a little hard to see at this point because it's not night, but you do spot another one of those mushrooms.
All right.
Is this a place we've been
I'll
already?
point out that we should.
You don't recognize this place, considering the only two times you saw mushrooms were at the Fisher and in the wilds, and you took the two that you found in the wilds. So no, you've not been to where this mushroom is.
I'll point it out.
Do I see any more if I look around? Or is visibility bad right now?
Give me perception.
Okay. Holy shit!
That's good. Looking around, you only see the one.
Okay. About how far can I see?
The furthest you could probably see, just getting a gauge between all the hills and such, probably easily like 500 feet out. It's not super thick and dense. It's not foggy or anything, but the rain's still coming down heavy.
Is it just one mushroom?
You see one here within your visibility.
go check it out for a second. See if there's anything near it.
I suppose that would work.
All right.
How far off is it from like us right now?
In the direction you were heading, it's only about 30 feet off to your right.
Okay, we'll go over then.
Yeah, you go over. It does appear to be the same kind of mushroom, and you do see it has that bit of luminescence to it.
By itself?
It is one singular mushroom.
Did you want one or something, Luna?
No, I was just perhaps curious if maybe there would be more than one.
Mm.
One of these things on its own doesn't really mean much where I come from, so I figured perhaps if there were more, maybe it would mean something, but I'm starting to think that maybe these aren't necessarily here on purpose. If they,
Probably right.
if they
And
were,
there doesn't seem to be any pattern.
if they were, it was done by someone who didn't know what they were doing. I suppose we can just leave it then, unless one of you wishes to take it. Or one of you
If
collecting them?
it's a pathway, then we should leave it.
I don't know if it is a pathway, because I can't see any other ones from here. Normally,
Maybe it's more like a guidepost, keeping you on the right track.
do I feel like that's the case, DM? Just like trying to think hard about the placement of them and where they've been and where we are now.
In your experience, it doesn't really make any sense. But it also doesn't make sense that they're here. So the way in which somebody uses a tool in one country is going to be slightly different than somebody else in a different country. So, maybe they're
one-
using it for a different reason, or
The
it's
ones
just
that
here.
Brennan.
Yeah.
The ones that we have, are they still luminescent?
Whoever has them, you can pull them out. You see, they do still have a luminescence to them.
Is it like weaker than the one on the ground, or?
In comparing them,
Mm-hmm.
no, not at the moment.
Okay.
Maybe we just leave it in case it is. I've already taken enough.
That's fine. Let's just keep going then.
Yes.
All right, yeah, you keep on keeping on. The day comes to its close. The weather not really shifting too much. You get around 7:30, and the sun starts to set as it has been. Probably within the next 30 minutes to an hour, you will run out of your visibility.
Should probably.
Make camp.
Yep.
Yes.
We make camp.
Is there any better spot around this to make camp than what we currently are at, Brennan?
You are welcome to look around.
I'll look. No, I won't. I'm zoned out.
Guidance.
I won't either because I got a 6.
19 for me.
In looking around as you continue leading, looking for somewhere to be somewhat sufficient as far as shelter goes, there is a bit of a it's not very big, but there's like a breach in the earth, maybe 10-15 feet high, just a sheer displacement of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Like the tectonic plates have just shifted straight up, and it leaves us like I said, 10-15 foot high sheer face that you could prop something against, you could take reprieve next to, and it might help with wind or rain from in the opposite direction. Other than that, not really. It's
Anything to like prop against it though, like around the area.
you could take apart a lot of the dead and dry trees and make something out of them, but other than that, there's nothing that you could inherently just prop.
Okay. Hmm.
Just make like a fucking lean-to tent, bro.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, okay.
Three-person lean-to tent. It's definitely possible. I've probably done that many times. Probably, maybe, we'll see.
Well, who wants to? Somebody can head trying to make it, and if you want to help, somebody can help.
I assume it's gonna be survival, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I should probably do it.
I'll help you.
All right.
Okay. Okay. It's pretty good. You are able to scavenge the wood to create this. Cut apart what you have to, and you have a decent lean-to. It's not going to help with the water unless you have a cover, because you don't have any leaves or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it stops some of the rain. 60% of it, maybe.
Nice. It's better than 100% of the rain.
No, it's worse than.
Okay.
Worse than 100%, because if it were, you wouldn't get wet, but not your. Yeah. But yeah, you have your lean-to. You can all fit into it without much issue. Uh, you might be a little closer to people than you probably might want to be, but that is what you have.
Definitely would beat sleeping out in the rain.
Mm-hmm. I
Indeed.
have to agree. Hopefully it'll get later as we get on.
And also, like, we're gonna be taking watches, I assume.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will take the first one.
I will take last again,
I'll take
as I will summon an unseen servant.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Please. Receive. Fuck. Man, I am
11.
garbage right now.
Your watch goes by without much issue.
Alright. I will enjoy my patrol in the fucking rain, and then come back and wake up Forsyth. it's your turn.
All right.
Do you think you could dry me off before you go?
Didn't even need to say it.
Thank you.
He already cast it. As soon as he got up, he cast Prestidigitation on you.
Thanks. That certainly helps.
Yeah. It's a useful spell.
I quickly crawl into my sleeping bag.
And he cleans off Jacob's stuff as well.
Sure.
All right. Time for watch. With guidance, of course. Ooh, that's good. Okay, 24.
Pretty good.
Uh-huh.
You go about your watch. Not much to see. Not much to hear besides the wind.
That's the case.
The air is a little colder than probably what you're used to.
Mm-hmm.
It's maybe in the 50s. Usually doesn't get that cold. And just something feels a bit off
Off? Like how so?
in the temperature.
In the temperature. Okay.
You're very attuned to the weather at this point, and a very constant chill comes over you. Much like you might get the occasional chill down your back, something just your nerves are on edge, but this something consistent and strong, and you feel cold.
What the heck? First a thunderstorm, now cold? What the hell's going on with this weather? He'll that's the one that happens, so he'll just continue his watch.
It stays about at a consistent 50 degrees.
Mm-hmm. Where does it normally stay at?
On the coldest nights, probably 65, 70 degrees.
Where does it normally stay at during the day?
75, 80 at the highest.
Okay.
And in feeling this cold weather come over you, you start to hear something in the wind.
What do you mean?
You start to hear words.
Words?
You start to hear words.
They say you
Just
suck.
no, just in common, and then in another language.
Can I make
And
out what these words are?
and in common. You can, but they're not sentences. It's just random words. Very faint and very hard to hear. But you can just pick them out of the wind.
Any of just pick them out of the wind. I see what you did there. Any notable ones?
Not really. Notable that would lead you to believe something is wrong or amiss or give you a clue as to
Well,
what's happening, but
obviously something's amiss. It's the wind just doesn't start
the
saying
verbiage.
words.
The wind be speaking common, bro. The fuck is this?
In the verbiage, no.
Mhm.
No, nothing actually leads you to believe anything significant. It really is just a random smattering of words. Anything from the name of a random plant or the name of somebody that
Are
you don't even know, or
are
just an
they complex words or simple words or all types?
they're about they're on an average level, I guess you would say. They're not
Mhm.
big,
Are they
flamboyant
smarter than a
words.
5th grader?
They probably might be if the wind had
they
an
like-
intelligence level.
Are they like not like molecular compounds or something like that? Or we're not on like
I don't-
that level, are we?
Probably not. I don't think
Okay.
That would be impressive.
it fucking would be.
Molecular compounds impressive in D&D.
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often.
Okay.
But no, that's just
Hmm.
and as you're trying to collect these words and think about what they could mean, if anything has significance, they stop.
You said they shifted language.
They did off and on.
Can I? Is it either celestial or infernal?
No.
Okay.
I assume those are the two you know.
Yes, I know celestial and infernal.
You can make an intelligence check, or you can make an intelligence history check. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, history is intelligence.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. May I guide myself?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to do that one. 17.
It sounds like Sylvan because you heard Luna speaking it to the Blink Dogs.
It's the Blink Dogs. They've learned how to speak.
Wouldn't that be fucking weird?
Yeah.
Uh,
Are you proud of
Is
me,
there
Father?
like, does who speak like? I'm assuming, given they're speaking, it's speaking words. There has to be some form of voice.
mhm.
What does the voice of the wind sound like?
The voice of the wind.
It's weird to
Coming-
say, but
Coming
like,
next fall.
is it like a mixture of voices?
Is it
or
like
it a
Andrew
concept?
Lincoln, or is it like Leonardo DiCaprio? Like, what does the voice sound like?
All right, cool.
Emperor
Shut up.
Palpatine. I'm
And now definitely Emperor Palpatine vibes. No,
I'm
it's
just-
very hushed, monotone,
Texas.
higher pitched, but male. If you had to pick between male and female, probably male.
Like, no
It's not-
one I've heard of before,
No.
right? Not familiar in any way.
Not a familiar voice. It
Okay.
doesn't sound distressed or worried or excited. It's very monotone, very simple.
Have I ever heard of the wind spewing words before?
What do you think, Zach?
Probably not.
Probably not.
That's one of my favorite responses you've ever given. What do you think? Sam?
What do you think?
Just what do you think?
No, you haven't.
That's
Okay.
that's very
I didn't
funny.
think so. I had to ask just to make sure.
Just in case.
Hey, you never know.
On God, never do.
But it, like I said, it does. After about 5 minutes, it stops. It's still cold though. It's still cold.
I'll like do a perimeter search
Okay.
just in case.
Yeah. It was the sound was kind of amorphous in that
Mhm.
it kind of was just with the wind, and as you walk around, only a minute into you perusing your surroundings, those voices kind of build up like an orchestra again.
Louder than before or about the same?
They're they're a bit louder. They're maybe not louder. They're more encroaching.
Mhm. And there's no like direction that they're coming from, just kind of all around.
Correct.
Um, and they keep. Do they? Is it still just in common, or is it like shifting back into Sylvan every once in a while?
It does that. Yeah, it goes back and forth.
Okay. Um, for Sev, how long is it till Jacob's watch at this point?
At this point, probably another hour.
Okay. Forsev will go over first, just to be curious. He's going to cast Detect Thoughts when he's away from the party, just to
Okay.
see if there's anything within 30 feet of him that may be making this, if it isn't the wind.
They're all around you.
That'd be hell. So
So
I'm just detecting if there's anything, any like, but I think it's anything about with like an intelligence of like 3 or higher it can detect.
so you use the medallion to cast that spell.
Mhm.
So it's odd.
Mhm.
You do get the sense of sentience, but it it kind of you can position it at a certain point within the space around you, but then it almost fades away.
Hmm.
But then another source in a different space, and then another one, and then as the voices are more encroaching and louder, multiple
I
at a time, and they're just around you.
They just surround me.
They're just around you. Blips here, fading away
Can
there,
I
here,
try?
there.
Like, are they in a? Is it like are the blips like forming in like a sort of pattern, or is it just purely random?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Are the blips forming in like any sort of pattern, or is it just completely random?
After a moment of sitting with this, it seems pretty random.
Hmm.
You
And
spam the detect thoughts deeper button.
He may not come back from that. I have a strong belief that he will not come back from that. There's like a 85% chance his character's just in the void now. Like his mind's just gone.
It's
If you break
fine.
his brain.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna try and probe deeper. I'm gonna
no.
use my action to see what I can get. But before that,
Mm.
I'm going to send a message to Luna. I'm gonna cast message first because I have a minute with detect thoughts. And
Okay.
basically it's just like, wake up. Wake up and listen.
Okay. Do I wake up, DM?
No, you're dead.
Not immediately.
Okay.
You do not get an immediate response from Luna.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try and probe deeper then.
Okay.
If does this thing classify as a creature? Because that is a determination if I can actually.
Technically, it does.
Okay.
So, what is the save?
A wisdom saving throw.
It's a natural 20.
Okay. So
Not cool, dude.
it succeeds, so the spell ends.
Spell ends.
Do it
The
again.
target knows that I was trying to probe into its mind.
Mm-hmm.
Do it again.
As that happens, as you try to do that,
You made a fucky wucky.
in all the blips that keep appearing, you wait just for a moment till one appears. And in that small time frame, you latch onto it, you probe deeper, and you are immediately shunted away. And you hear high pitched whine, not even in your ears, but just mentally.
Oh no.
And then it
All around.
stops,
It just stops.
and the spell stops. And all those blips that kept popping up, you cease to see them,
Okay.
and the voices keep coming,
Oh boy.
and they're getting closer and closer.
I'm gonna cast mage armor on myself.
Okay. I need you to roll initiative.
Do you want all of us to roll initiative?
Yeah, but for now, you two are asleep.
Yeah.
There's no surprise round, but we'll see what initiative says.
Okay.
This will be a theater of the mind.
Okay.
It's,
Interesting. Great. Should I get combat music then?
yeah, you can. Nothing too intense.
Ah, okay.
SCP.
So Project Zomboid shit.
Yeah, that's fine. And just to clarify, you did not want to. How far did you want to be away from the party? Because you
Not
did say you wanted to
very
be away,
far.
so that
just
they weren't
probably
within.
right outside the range, like 30 feet.
Okay, so you're 30 feet away from them.
Yes.
Okay.
31 feet.
Yeah,
30
basically 31 feet
Okay.
away from the party.
You are effectively 30 feet away from the tile that is next to Jacob
Yes.
for that. So yeah.
I got a 13 for initiative.
Okay.
I
Got
got
it.
22.
Got it. But it's not very good on this end.
Fucking 9, bro.
Okay. Okay.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What is happening? Are you okay, gamer?
No! It's not working.
Is Fredboat not responding?
Redbow is not. You were sending commands.
Slow down, slow down. I'm not that capable.
Oh, I just skipped touching it. God damn it, that was the one I wanted.
Why don't you clear it?
It didn't work when I pressed clear. Alright, there we go. We're just gonna do a couple of those.
All right.
All right, where's the? We have an initiative tracker on here, don't we?
Yeah, it looks like a clock.
Yeah, there
There
it
it
is.
is. Yep, got it. All right, that took me way too long to find. All right, so Jacob. And we got Forsev, and we got Luna, and we
Forsev?
got.
Nightmare.
Is that how you spell Forsev? Did I spell it wrong?
No, it's only there's no e at the end.
Okay.
The voices.
The voices.
No. We don't need a battle map, guys, because I'm just gonna kill you instantly.
Oh, at least it's going last.
Oh, two.
Emerald. Yeah, Emerald low, as you can tell. Okay. So, Jacob's asleep. That's your turn.
You said the
Force that.
voices are getting louder, though.
Oh boy.
For Forsev, yes, they are getting louder. It is your turn, and you already have mage armor, but you can't see anything.
Mm-hmm. Give me 1 second. Okay, I can't see anything like around me, right? It's just
Correct.
voices.
Correct.
Back up and hold action? Question mark.
Well,
Come wake us up.
Also viable.
oh, I'm gonna do something. All right. I'm gonna.
Burn down the shelter.
I light it on fire.
I am going to reach. I'm gonna reach into Forsev's gonna reach into his pocket, and he's going to pull out like a copper piece of like a copper piece or whatever, and is going to cast light on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then, if he can't see anything initially around him,
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming because it's 60 foot, 30 foot bright, 30 foot dim.
At the moment, you don't see anything.
Okay, he chucks it over at his companions to put a bright light in their face to wake them up.
Yes.
Okay, just make a dex check with
Okay.
proficiency, because sure, it's coin.
You proficient in coin?
I mean, he might be. He does have a house.
I do have a house. All right. $22.
Yeah, that's not a problem. You land it right in the middle of where they're sleeping, and there's bright fucking light right in front of them, like a flashlight. And then, yep.
And he's just going to start moving his way over to the party.
Okay. You do so.
Wake
The
up,
voices-
you guy.
Voices are still super loud and encroaching, but nothing happens.
All right. He just wake up. loud towards
Do
them.
we wake up?
Jacob, you are easily roused awake.
Cool.
What,
What's going on?
what about me?
Something's happening.
Yeah, what about Luna?
I said what I said.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's
then, it would be Luna.
I'm sensing, fellas, we may have a problem. Slight problem.
How many hit points do you have?
24. Oh, I thought you were talking about me.
Me,
course
I have
so.
18.
Yeah. Okay.
So Luna,
Yeah.
since you fell asleep, you've not been having a very good rest.
Is that so?
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Lovely. Hey!
Okay. Much like you remember a few days ago, this same horrible visage, these voices, these things that always seem to evade you, they come back and encroach upon your dreams. And you're awaiting that figure once again in your dream. You're waiting to see if it comes back. You're looking for it. You're keeping yourself together. You're expectant of it. It's not going to take you by surprise. And the voices keep coming. The voices keep coming.
I can't make out anything specific.
No, it's just a bunch of random words. None of it makes any sense.
I think I know what'll make you kill yourself. I'll pull out the pepper box again.
Okay, pull it out. The voices get louder and louder. And you pull out the pepper box. And the voices start speaking words in Sylvan. And common, Sylvan, common, back and forth. And they get louder and louder, but nothing else, nothing changes. And it feels like forever. You're sitting, waiting, watching. They keep moving, faster and faster. And the voices, the words at one point that you could pick out that were comprehensible are, you can't find any words anymore. It's just sounds. And then they stop. And you can't see any of them anymore. And you're sitting.
My fear has slowly been turning into anger. And I'll say, I'm getting tired of waiting.
Yeah. Do you do anything?
I just am looking around expectantly.
voices, they start to come back. And then the same phenomenon. Same thing happens. And you're waiting for some kind of reply, something to happen. But then, in your mind, not within your ears, but at the very center of your mind, you hear a very high-pitched whine. And then the voices get louder and louder and encroaching. These figures, they're closer and closer, but never within sight. You can't find them. That'll be your turn.
Okay.
The voices.
Man, did it really play touch and go 3 times? Holy shit.
Forsev,
Mm-hmm.
what is your AC?
My AC currently is 15.
Okay. As you're attempting to wake up your companions, with a 17, something strikes you.
I'm gonna cast shield.
As you cast shield, as you feel a presence approach, without any physicality, you see the wind. The wind itself is struck with this black void in the best you could explain, and it clashes against this magical shield. This gnarly strike of just black energy courses against your shield.
Mhm.
And the voices, they start laughing. And then they go back. And they're getting louder.
Do I? Can I see this black force?
Only but for a moment you see this ethereal tendril reach out from nothing but the space around you.
Mhm.
No figure, no physicality. And it strikes against you
Okay.
just as you cast that shield. And then it recoils, returns. And you can't see it anymore.
Okay.
We come to Jacob, in which you are awake and prone. And you start hearing far distant voices.
Far away is Forsev.
He's pretty close to you. He's like 5 feet away.
Okay. Well, first thing I'm doing is I get up.
You'd probably see him
So-
literally cast a spell in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know what shield is, that was the spell he
Yeah.
cast.
Do you know what's going on?
Something just tried to attack me, and these voices, they're almost deafening.
So Jacob will reach out and put his hand on your shoulder. Hold on, we can take care of this. And as a thin bit of mist seeps from his hand into your shoulder, you feel emboldened as I cast heroism on you. So you're immune to being frightened, and you get at the start of each of your turns, you're gonna get 5 temporary hit points.
Nice.
Oh, that's good.
Do I get that now, the temp HP?
I think it's only start.
Okay, that's fine. How long does that
Yeah,
last?
start of your turn. A minute.
Okay. Is it concentration?
And then I want to try and shake Luna awake.
Okay. You try to shake Luna awake, and she's not waking up.
I've already used my action, so I guess I will use a bonus action and give you bardic inspiration as well.
Cool.
Okay. At that, 4-7, it is your turn.
Okay.
You still
Um,
hear all the voices.
So now
around.
you get 5 temp HP.
Yeah, I do get 5 temp HP. Okay. 4-7 is going to hold his action
Okay.
to cast Guiding Bolt as soon as that black force appears again.
Okay. You can do so. Would you like to move or anything?
No, he'll stay by his allies right now.
Okay. Luna.
Yes.
The voices, they're almost deafening. And they're not stopping. You feel a sense of something. And you turn. And in but a moment, you see a dark figure that somehow you can determine against the backdrop of nothing. And you recognize it. You see you think it's whatever figure you saw before in your dream. But in that very moment, you see it lashes out at you.
Is that right?
And a black void nothingness, not even a hand, slashes out towards you. And it would have hit you.
Oh.
But it gets deflected
Oh.
by something.
Can I tell what it was?
Some kind of force, some barrier. It completely deflects off of.
I want to stand my
It is your turn.
ground. So wait, it's just fucking swung at me and something blocked it?
Mhm.
Okay.
It's still there before you, reeling to attack you again.
I don't like where this is going. Man, I hate violence. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking... Fan and hammer. Yeah.
Are you gonna do that?
Yeah. I'm gonna do that. Alright.
How many bullets do you have?
5.
You actually have 6.
Oh?
This is a dreamscape, my
Okay. I have 6 then.
guy. You are within your mind.
Do you want me to roll the d12 first?
Yeah.
Please! If there is a god. We're good. I don't die!
Okay.
Oh, did you have to like roll a 1 or
If
like
I rolled
not
a 1 or a
one?
2, that would have been really bad.
Then don't do.
Mm. So 4. Let me just make sure that's what that was. Fuck, I had it saved somewhere. I lost it. Fuck.
Do you want me to help?
Yeah, if you have it.
Okay, I do. So, what's your intelligence modifier?
+2.
Okay. So, as you pull your shot, go ahead and roll to hit.
That's a D10. Whoops.
But yeah, I don't know about that one.
I must have just pressed the wrong button.
Damn,
Damn.
it's worse.
Arguably worse.
Actually, it is worse.
You pull the trigger. And it just courses past the figure. The figure moves out of the way slightly, as if almost expectant. But unfortunately, it does not connect.
Action surge, if I may.
You can. Are you spinning the barrel?
No.
Okay, so a regular shot.
Yeah.
That does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Holy
Ooh.
shit, an 8!
Great, that's good. Yeah, this one definitely does connect. As you can see, it doesn't do as much damage as you thought it would. But it hits.
Okay.
There's a recoil.
Out of game, what does it look like happened from Luna's perspective? Just trying to get like a image in my mind, like what it looks like when he gets shot.
The creature, it doesn't recoil in a way that you hit it and the physics have affected it and it takes it and it moves with it. But you can see the bullet where it strikes, it implants, and a wave of watery surface encapsulates the injury.
Okay.
So it hits, it connects, but the physics doesn't apply. It doesn't
Still
recoil.
like a ripple when you toss a stone in a pond.
Yeah, yeah. Just across the figure, cascading from where it hits.
Okay.
On the outside, Forsev and Jacob. Although it's a bit more distant for you, Jacob. You hear distantly, respectively, for both Forsev and Jacob. You swear. Like that one time you heard in the basement of the house. The one time Luna shot. You hear the shot ring out. And you hear a verbal recoil in both of your minds.
You hear the second one too?
Second one rings through.
That sounded like, he looks over at Jacob. That sounded like that gun that Luna has.
Yes.
What the hell is going on? Is there like a direction it came from, or is it just that same reverberating noise?
There isn't really a direction.
Okay.
It's just like you're in a giant hollow room and it came from somewhere off in the distance.
Okay.
Would you like to do anything else on your turn, Luna?
Nope. That will be all, I think.
Okay. Then we come to the voices. Jacob, you hear these voices. They start getting louder and louder. And they're speaking in common. And then you hear that Sylvan again,
Uh-huh.
like Luna spoke, and it's getting louder and louder. Forsev,
Mm-hmm.
does the 17 hit you?
Yes, it does. But
Okay.
do I see this creature? Because I held my action to cast Guiding Bolt on it.
You do. You may attack at the same time.
Okay.
Or yours will hit first, but
Ooh.
Don't forget Bardic
Ooh.
Inspiration.
I am. Great. Okay.
No.
What the fuck?
Great.
So
Anyone gonna give me an
unfortunately,
inspiration?
Dude,
Wait,
I don't have one.
should I use my
Now,
D4
I'll
inspiration?
you have it.
Dude,
I do.
I don't think a 13 is gonna hit, even if you roll a 4.
I'll give you my inspiration because this
Okay.
is
Your D20.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you have advantage.
Yes.
Maybe you do want to use it if it turns out well.
Okay.
Alright.
That's a 23 in total because of
Yes.
Nice.
That does hit.
Okay. So that's 46 damage.
Yep.
$17 radiant damage.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
And it should
Gotcha.
shimmer now.
It does.
Mhm.
So the next attack on it has advantage.
Let me do this.
Yeah, his ring, one of the runes, quickly brightens for a second as this bolt of radiant energy shoots out from it and hits the creature as it strikes me at the same time.
Let's see how much you're gonna take.
Okay. 23.
You take 18 necrotic damage.
Oh, I'm resistant to necrotic.
Ah,
Okay.
then you take
But-
9 necrotic.
Oh.
But
Holy
still, good thing I
fucking
gave
shit.
you.
Yes.
It's still a good thing I gave you heroism.
Mm-hmm.
If you weren't resistant to necrotic and I hadn't give you heroism, that would have
I'd be
dropped you
unconscious.
immediately.
Yeah, I would be
Yes.
unconscious. Yep, but thank God I'm an Azamar.
Thank God for
I'm-
ASMR.
All right.
That was very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It does, as you strike it, it does glow.
Mm-hmm.
But then as it disappears, as it recoils back, you do not see the light anymore.
Okay.
Jacob.
Okay, I guess I'm going to try and slap Luna awake.
You're gonna slap Luna? Alright.
Yeah.
Just give him the old open palm.
Get
Alright.
up.
Takes 1 damage in Nightmare Sequence.
No. Unless you want to inflict damage,
No,
you're not going
I'm
to.
good.
You can slap Luna.
I want to kill Luna. I stab Luna with my rapier.
Okay.
Stab her.
Oh god. Oh
Just-
man. Oh dude.
That'll
Wake
fix it.
up, stabs your eye out.
Fucking
No, I'm kidding.
shit.
Well, given that Luna is currently unconscious, that'd be a critical hit.
It's gonna pierce my brain and kill me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Whoops.
slap Luna.
Yeah, slap Luna.
You slap Luna a good couple times. Doesn't wake up. you like to do anything else? I'll say that could be a bonus action.
Okay. I guess I'll ready an action to when I see the thing stab at it with my rapier.
You try and stab at it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, for Sev,
Mm-hmm.
your turn.
You get 5 temp HP.
Um. Hmm. This is conundrum. Um. I am going to. I'm going to once again cast Detect Thoughts, the medallion.
Okay. As your action, you may do so.
And I just, this time, instead of doing the search, I just want to peer into, like, the basic thoughts of this creature.
Yeah. Okay.
That doesn't require a save, it just happens.
Mhm.
Probing deeper is what takes the save.
As you cast a spell and you see around you the same visage appears, just blips much closer to you now, but they just appear in different places around you, in different places. The thoughts you get, while multiple of these things are appearing at the same time in different places all around you, you gather that this is a single conscious thing.
Mm-hmm.
And in listening to the thoughts, they are to put it simply, it's 1,000 voices. And every so often, one word peaks above the rest. Despair.
Despair. Oh, great. That's fun.
Power. Strength. Consume. Destroy. Just pure chaos.
Cool.
But whatever this is, it's thinking.
He will relay what he's hearing and, like, briefly seeing the blips to Jacob.
Mhm.
It's like it's 1,000 voices, but every moment there's like one voice above the others. Despair, consume,
this-
and it keeps appearing. Its mind keeps shifting place to place every moment. It's like in a different area. I can't pinpoint its location.
Where did this come from?
I don't know. It just appeared. It's like it came with the wind. And then that'll be his turn.
All right. Luna. On your turn, you see this visage. It's reeling back, and it takes another strike at you.
Okay.
Does a 17 hit you?
It would not.
Okay. So as this thing reels out at you, You have your shield.
Yes.
You interpose this tentacle whip that's just lashing out as an arm, as an appendage from this creature. And it shears off the front of your shield. And in that very moment, you see the creature physically recoil. And it starts to shudder. And it takes a moment. And it starts to glow. It's your turn.
Oh. We're gonna do what's called a pro gamer move and do it again.
Are you fanning?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no!
Does he have advantage?
Nope. Not on the D12.
Not on the D12.
Oh.
Well,
This determines what happens.
oh well.
This is not to hit.
Colton, you were supposed to not roll a 1 or a 2.
Yeah. These are the consequences of my action, Scott.
So,
Mm-hmm.
what is your intelligence modifier?
2,
What's your constitution?
3,
What's your wisdom?
4. It's gonna be
9.
6. Yeah, plus 9. A D8 plus 9.
Roll a d8 and add 9.
All right. You want me to do? All right.
Do you want to roll high or low
Oh,
here?
I wanted to roll low. And
That's
I
damage,
rolled
I imagine.
Really fucking high.
You rolled
You
max, my
take-
guy.
You take 17 piercing damage.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez, would the gun explode in his hand?
It did.
Dang.
All of the bullets that were within. You see, Luna, as you spin the barrel, you aim, and you pull the trigger, and the barrel keeps spinning for a moment. And then you see, just in a brief second, from your arm in which you are holding your pepper box,
Mhm.
you see strands, ethereal strands that connect to it. They appear just for a second, and then they are severed, and the firearm explodes, and you are laced with shrapnel.
This is not good. I have. Do you guys want to guess how much HP I have?
2.
7.
7. Nice.
You gonna second wind?
Yes. Is the gun in pieces now?
It's not in pieces where you might expect it to be, although it did seem to explode. You have a single misfire. You can use an action to an attack action to fix it.
Well, I don't have one of those.
Yeah.
So, we're gonna pull out the sword, and then I'm
Okay.
going to bonus action second wind because that hurt.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what do we see?
Excellent question. What you do see on the outside, Jacob, as you are attempting to rouse Luna, just as you put your hand to your sword, you get up, drawing your sword. You see Luna shudder. And you can see across her face, across her forehead, there's 2 gashes, and blood starts dripping.
Something's happening with Luna.
That'll be your turn, Luna.
It's okay, guys. I have 16 hit points now.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
It'll be fine.
I mean, it'll just do 19 damage again. on your next round
Mm.
and drop you unconscious.
It is the voices' turn.
Mhm.
Jacob
Yeah.
and Forsev.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Does a 12 hit either of you?
No.
No,
Okay,
And do I see it so I can attack?
you do.
you have advantage.
As the voices get louder around you, Jacob, what you see before you appears right in front of you. This black, ichory, ethereal tendril reaches out and attempts to gash at you.
That's a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Is this at advantage, by the way, because of guiding bolt?
Yes.
It is.
Okay.
Uh, 10 damage.
Okay. Just with your sword.
Yeah.
All right. You slash at it, and it seems to connect with something. But then it recoils. And Forsev, as this tendril reaches out for you and attempts to slash at you, you dodge back, and it begins to recoil, and you can see it's cut through,
Okay.
and recoils back into its space.
Does
disappearing.
does it isolate? Because I'm concentrating on detect thoughts right now.
hmm
Does it, whenever the figure appears, does it concentrate on
It appears in a single location for that moment.
Okay.
Yes. And to clarify, you both only see the creature in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
But
see the
you-
one in front of the other person?
You don't see the one in front of the other person.
Okay.
And at that, we will come to Jacob.
You said you're at 16 now, Colton?
Yeah. But
Out of, what, 24 or something?
yeah. But I could use a fucking healing word, dog. That'd be nice. I think I'm about to get fucked. If what happened to Zach happens to me, that's gonna be bad, Chief.
Yeah, I'll cure wounds you.
Okay.
Reach down and mist seeps out of my hand into your wound, sealing it shut.
Absolutely.
Dope.
How much did you do?
13.
It's pretty good.
I'm a max, I think. Pretty sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Would you like to do anything else with your turn, Jacob?
I don't think I can give Bardic Inspiration to Luna, because Luna has to be able to cure me.
You give it to me.
Didn't I?
You-
Oh, I guess
you
I
already
didn't give it to you
used
last
it.
turn.
You
Yeah,
did
I'll give
use
you
it,
another.
so-
I'll give you another Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. And at that, Forsev. It is your turn.
I'm assuming it disappears again. The voices.
You do not see it as it recoils.
Okay. Once again, he's going to first use his bonus action to convert his 2 sorcery points he has into a first level spell slot.
Cool.
Good move.
So he has 2. And then he's going to ready another guiding bolt for whenever it appears again.
Awesome. All right. Don't need to move or anything?
I'm gonna move 5 feet away from Jacob.
You do so.
Don't forget your 5 rage hit points if they
Yeah.
got used.
They're I didn't get hit last turn, so I'm good.
Okay, cool.
And then that'll be my turn.
Luna.
Feeling a bit better, she'll brandish the sword and raise the shield up in front of her face to protect herself, and shift her foot back, and she hears the voices in her head of the people who taught her how to fight, of the fundamentals: keep your eyes on your opponent, don't stop moving, find a weak spot, etc. And then she just takes one last deep breath, and then just goes into a full sprint, and I'm just gonna swing at it with the greatsword. I mean the fucking short sword. Jesus.
Does Luna notice her wounds heal? Or do
Do
they
I?
even heal on her?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Okay. 15.
15?
Yeah.
As you run up to this creature, it rears back and attempts to make a strike at you. But for some reason it falters. It misses. And you take that opportunity and you hit and you strike the creature. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nah. No. That's not what we'd like to see.
Okay.
You using a short sword?
Mm-hmm.
So it connects, if but a small gash, which does not remain. It seems to somehow like reform itself, but you're hitting it. Maybe not as hard as you would like to. Would you like to do anything else?
Make sure that I can't do anything else, because if there is something else I can do, I would do it, but I don't think there is, because I've used my everything, as they say. So that'll be all.
As you land that strike, where once you were quite injured, you feel a lot better. You feel fine.
Well, that's convenient.
It's almost like someone healed you.
And it's almost like you've seen this radiant glow before on this creature.
Yes. Interesting. I'm taking note of all these things, but at the same time, I'm too focused to really realize what's happening.
So does the voices.
Oh no.
Does a 14 hit you for Sev?
No, I have an AC of 15 with mage armor.
Nice.
Does a
Thank God
14
it
hit
attacked
you,
you.
Jacob?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
That's my AC.
Then it will in fact hit.
Yeah, how much damage do I take?
You take 14 necrotic damage.
Ow!
Do I get my
Well, I
guiding bolt off?
You do.
Okay.
As it lashes out and attempts to strike at you, and you just barely get out of the way.
I maintain concentration on heroism.
Okay. Fuck, nat 1. Doesn't matter.
No.
But I misses.
You fire off your bolt. It's just a bit too quick this time and recoils into its space and disappears. And the bolt goes right where it was and
Nice.
passes off into the night.
Great.
Jacob.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself
Okay.
because I'm at 8 hit points right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Oh, thank God I rolled max, so I'm just down 1 hit point then.
All right. Would you like to do anything else on your turn?
Oh, I already gave you Bardic Inspiration. I can't give Luna Bardic Inspiration. I don't think there's anything else I can do.
Can you give yourself Bardic Inspiration?
No.
I can't give myself Bardic Inspiration,
yet.
unfortunately.
Uh,
I don't think you ever can.
I thought you could at one point.
College of Valor. It is
Oh,
something
yeah,
you
that's
get
right.
high level. You can inspire yourself. You're just that much big dick. You can just do it to yourself. Like I'm good.
I'm just amazing. Thanks, me.
That was, you remember Critical Role episode
Yeah.
campaign 1?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was Sam.
Yes.
Nice.
That was his. He was College of Valor.
Nice.
Fucking
For
Sam.
Sam.
Yep.
How you doing, bud?
Not too good. I rolled a 2 and a 1 so far in my attack rolls.
Damn. Well, you know what? Life kind of just sucks sometimes, but you're not dead. So what do you
Yep.
want to do?
Well, I'm running out of spell slots.
Level 2 be like
Yeah.
3 rounds
I'm
in.
out of spell
3
slots.
rounds in, guys. I'm out of spell slots.
I gotta save my last one. I can't waste it on another guiding
Absolutely
bolt right
save
now.
it.
I'm gonna
Damn it.
You know what? Make me a wisdom save, Brennan. I'm peering deeper.
Oh, okay. Wisdom save, you say?
Yep.
That's a 9.
Okay, it fails.
Okay. You're probing deeper. Let me pull it up for my own knowledge so I can read it.
I gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state, and something that looms large in its mind, such as something it worries over, loves, or hates.
Hates all of us.
The reasoning in which you can kind of get is it's whatever it's doing, whatever reason it's doing this, you're being attacked. It's trying to obtain power
Mhm.
in some way.
Okay.
It is doing this because it will obtain power. It's very primal sense, and the same thing with
So
its
it's a
emotional
warlock.
state. Maybe. Its emotional state, it's very, like I said, primal. It's very frenzied. It's it's just angry for the sake of being angry because it's fighting you.
Cool. What about
And
its anything like
it
looms
has no
large in its
worry,
mind?
it has no love, it has no hate.
Okay,
It is an entity of pure instinct.
gotcha.
And yeah, there you go.
All right.
Would you like to do anything else? Move?
I don't think moving really matters, given it just spawns on us. So no. I'm not going to
It's a good
move.
way to put it, I guess. All right. Luna,
Yeah.
it's your turn.
How big is this thing compared to me, Brennan?
It's a medium creature, so it's about, like, you'd probably say close to 6 foot.
Okay.
It is humanoid in nature at a very basic general sense, in just the sense of a silhouette. It does not have any depth or defining features.
Okay. We're gonna do a classic. We're gonna do a classic fencing move called
Mhm.
fake high, swing low. With the short sword.
Okay. That's pretty good. I assume a 14 does not hit you.
14 does not hit me, no.
Once again, as this creature reaches out, as you attempt to feint it, it tries to reach out and slash at your blade. But successful as you are, you do manage to feint it, and you stab it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice. 6.
Little bit of damage. Little bit of damage.
A little bit of damage.
Chip damage is damage.
Chip damage. That's all I can do right now is chip damage. Because I broke my fucking gun.
As you stab into this creature, it feels like you're stabbing into really thick, viscous, stale oil.
Oh, nah, bro. That ain't right.
And it ripples out from the wound entry. And you retract your blade, and it ripples once again. And no wound remains, but you still stabbed it. And then we come to the voices. Oh. Okay. I assume for Sev, a 10 does not hit you.
Misses.
Jacob, I assume a 10 misses.
It does.
I'm gonna assume.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, this creature, its attitude, its demeanor, its way of fighting does not seem to change. It's very instinctual, and it just keeps slashing at you from space itself, and does not manage to connect with either of you.
Mage armor putting in the work.
Hmm. And then we come to Jacob.
Do you think we're close to finish this fight? Because I want to go to soon.
Oh yeah, you're really fucking close. You guys just aren't doing
Okay.
damage.
Okay.
Just do more
Like-
damage
Oh.
for it.
Like you've been missing.
I'll just ready my action to attack it.
Okay, fair enough. 4-7.
I'm readying a firebolt.
Fair enough. Luna,
I swing at it.
you do. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Okay. Where the fuck did roll 20 go? Wait, where the fuck? It's my goddamn tab.
You,
There it
you
is.
good dog.
Yep, I'm good. Alright. Sorry. Damn!
I assume a
Ugh.
10 misses you.
10 does miss me.
Does a 13 hit it?
It does.
Oh,
shit.
okay.
So, again, the same thing. You are somehow becoming more proficient as you fight this creature, and you do a bit more damage, and it does take it in slight recoil. Would you like to do anything else?
Nope.
All right. You have no way of knowing if this creature is injured or not. It looks the same. And then we come to its turn. Okay. Does a 15 hit for Sev or Jacob?
That
Yes.
hits me. However, I will use my last spell slot. No, I have my held action. I can't do that. Never mind. So,
That is true.
It hits. Yeah.
but we do get our attacks off.
Yes,
I
you
believe,
both
right?
get your attacks off.
I
as
got
this
a
creature
19
too.
to hit,
Okay.
Okay, that hits.
and I deal 9 damage.
Okay.
That's a 21 to hit,
Okay.
and I deal 6 fire damage.
Okay. Let me see here. So it was. How much damage was it for Jacob? 9.
9.
Okay.
And then 6 fire from me.
Then. Okay. It is single digits.
Damn. So you see Forcev, he's like darting around trying to hit this thing with the fireball, but he sees Jacob like pinpoint his rapier as soon as he goes to thrust at it. He turns and shoots the firebolt on Jacob's blade, and it pierces into this thing with this flaming mess. Just starts burning whatever the liquid it has in its body.
It takes it. It hurts it. But it still strikes you.
Mhm.
Strikes you both.
Ow.
Forcev.
Mhm.
You take 14 necrotic damage.
Half to 7.
Mm-hmm.
I was waiting for you to say that is halved.
Okay, so I'm at 12.
Jacob, you take
Uh-huh.
11 necrotic damage.
Okay. I'm at 10.
And we come to Jacob. Would you like to rinse
Ready
and
to
repeat?
hit it.
Okay.
Yes.
Forcev.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Oh, by the way, I did maintain concentration to keep
Oh,
up
cool. So I get
heroism.
my. Cool. Nice.
Yes.
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Jacob.
Okay.
Thank
can do so.
you.
So, Cure Wounds is a d8 plus.
Yeah, D8 plus
spellcasting
your
mod.
spellcast modifier. Yeah. I'll
6.
take it.
Pretty
That's a
low,
little.
but it's a little bit.
And we come to Luna. I assume a 15 does not hit you.
Oh. I'm just blocking all of these hits, and I will just look at this thing at what I assume is its eyes, and I will say to it in like the most brave and strong way that I can muster. I'm not as weak as you may have once thought.
Okay.
Fuck.
Damn.
That's what happens.
Feels bad.
The dice humble you.
Can I give him my D4? Or is it only for me?
No, I think it
Okay.
should only be for you.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Because then I could just. What's the point in giving it to one person?
Yeah.
That unfortunately just misses. As you say that, you both kind of reach out to strike each other, and in both of your reactions to deflect each other, you cross quote unquote swords, even though this isn't a sword you're fighting against,
Mm-hmm.
and you are locked in like a tussle with the creature. And we come to his turn. That was, again, pretty low. I'm going to assume 7 doesn't hit.
Does not hit.
Okay. Same thing. It's furiously trying to kill both of you.
18 to hit it.
Mm-hmm.
Any
That hit?
change in its mental status from my end?
It does continuously recoil in that high-pitched whine
Mhm.
occasionally as you strike it.
Mhm.
I mean, it also recoils in that same high-pitched whine just at seemingly random points.
But it like doesn't like get a sense of worry or anything like that.
No, it does
Okay.
not seem to have a sense of its self-preservation.
Okay.
Another 9 damage.
9. That's pretty good. It's really fucking close, but that wasn't
Did
enough.
you also ready your action?
He healed you.
I healed you
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm so
because I wanted
tired.
to make sure. I wanted to try and make sure you survived your next hit.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
If
Alright.
it like rolled high or some shit like that. Because I
Ready
assume
action again.
me, I am going to ready another firebolt.
Luna,
Wing.
I assume a 7 doesn't hit?
Nope. 12.
Okay. 12 does hit.
Yay.
Go ahead and roll damage.
8.
That is just enough. How do you want
Thank
to do
God.
this?
We're like locked right now in quote unquote swords.
Yes.
I just want to like kind of lean back, like I'm gonna let him gain some ground, whatever this entity is, gains a little bit of ground on me, and then I just push through forward past the tendril and just cut through it and the entire rest of the entity subsequently.
You do so. And as you cut through it, where once it would reform, your blade severs the entire body. In the same consistency, but in the same motion. And it just falls into the ethereal in which you stand on. And you immediately wake up. And the voices, for the both of you, they stop.
Oh.
Okay.
And we can
Me
pick up
end
the session.
session here. Okay, thank
And we
you.
can pick
Yeah,
the
thank
session
you.
For
right
Scott. Oh my god,
Yeah,
dude.
I have to end too. I gotta get it at 4.
Oh my god, that was fucking amazing.
Before we leave, inspiration for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob, I appreciate your good storytelling.
Cool.
It was very good.
It was good.
Thank you.
Good job, ladies and gentlemen. You killed Wind.
I don't know, that was a pretty spicy wind, my guy.
It's
That
pretty fucking spicy.
wind was a little spicy.
Out
Why
of
is it
game,
spicy?
out of game, Brendan. Was this a shadow?
No.
It was not a shadow. Okay.
I thought this is not entirely a base creature, but it is based on a creature, and a shadow was a consideration, but it is not.
Okay. Because it has
Okay.
that kind of that look to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, guys.
I'm going to
Good
bed.
night.
Good night.
fellas.
Good
Night.
night,
I'm
guys.
gonna stay on and nerd out about it with Brendan if Brendan wants to.
All right. Good session, Brendan.
Thanks. Yeah.
Dude.
Hold it. I gotta piss.
Okay, I'll hold it. I also got a piss. I've drank like a gallon of water today, so my kidneys don't fail.
Yeah.
You know, that'd kind of be nice.